Welcome to This Explainer. Today we're diving into something we all recognize instantly, but probably haven't really stopped to look at: the meticulously designed philosophical blueprint hidden in plain sight on the Indian national flag, the Tiranga. We see national flags all the time, right? But we rarely unpack the deep layers of meaning, history, and aspiration woven into their very fabric. So let's challenge a pretty common assumption right off the bat. When you see the Tiranga flying, are you just looking at a colorful piece of cloth, or is there a highly intentional coded message waiting to be read? As it turns out, this fabric actually represents an entire nation's blueprint for freedom, unity, and progress.
All right, Section 1, the blueprint of a nation. To really get what this flag is about, we have to look at the incredibly strict rulebook that governs its very existence. The Flag Code of India doesn't just offer, gentle suggestions. It mandates precise physical characteristics. We're talking 3 equal horizontal bands, a strict 3:2 ratio, and exactly 24 equally spaced spokes in the center. It's essentially an engineering blueprint, not just a random artistic choice.
And historically, this specific blueprint didn't just happen overnight. After earlier iterations during the Swadeshi movement, the final design was officially adopted by the Constituent Assembly on July 22, 1947. That timing is pretty incredible when you think about it. They locked in this ultimate symbol of a newly independent nation just weeks before freedom actually became a reality on August 15th.
Moving to Section 2, Saffron, Courage and Sacrifice.
Starting right at the top, we've got the India Saffron Band, also known as Kesari. And this isn't just some bright color picked because it looks good. According to the National Portal and the Flag Foundation of India, it's a direct representation of the immense courage, sacrifice, and valor that independence required. India's freedom was a result of a long, incredibly arduous struggle, and this top band honors that profound spirit of renunciation from people all across the country.
So the crucial takeaway here is that saffron serves as a permanent, high-flying reminder that freedom demands responsibility. It visually demands that citizens place selflessness and courage way above their own personal interests.
Okay, Section 3, White and the Ashoka Chakra.
As we move down to the absolute visual pivot point of the flag, we hit the middle white band. It perfectly separates the top and bottom, and it stands for peace, truth, purity, and the path of light.
Now, there is a profound visual logic going on here. White isn't just stuck in the middle for contrast. It symbolizes that the immense courage of the saffron band we just talked about must always be guided by truth and peace. Think about it. Strength without truth is dangerous, so the flag literally centers peace.
Right at the heart of that peace is a fascinating historical swap. Before 1947, earlier versions of the flag actually featured Mahatma Gandhi's spinning wheel, the charkha, to symbolize economic self-reliance. But the final design replaced it with the navy blue Ashoka Chakra, a 3rd century BCE symbol from Emperor Ashoka's lion capital. This was a massive shift, moving from a specific political program to a civilization-wide symbol of eternal law. The official government description calls this the Dharma Chakra. And Dharma, in this context, isn't just about religion. Far from it. It represents righteousness, moral order, duty, and ethical conduct. Sitting right there in the center, it's a constant reminder that true national progress has to be paired with justice. Now, if you were to walk right up to the flag and zoom in closely on that navy blue chakra, you'd count exactly 24 equally spaced spokes. Literally, exactly 24. Not 23, not 25. And honestly, here is where we need to bust a pretty massive internet myth. If you search online, you will find countless lists assigning highly specific virtues, like love or patience or faith, to each of those 24 individual spokes. But here's the reality check. The official Flag Code of India doesn't do this at all. There is absolutely no official government list mapping virtues to the spokes. Instead, the actual official meaning of those 24 spokes, the wheel itself, is so much more dynamic. As the National Portal of India powerfully states, there is life in movement and death in stagnation. I mean, a wheel is meant to turn, right? The chakra represents continuous movement, continuous development, and the absolute rejection of becoming a stagnant nation.
On to Section 4, Green, Growth and Prosperity.
Grounding the entire banner is this incredibly vibrant India green. This represents the nation's fundamental, historical connection to agriculture. It highlights the fertility, the growth, and the auspiciousness of the land itself.
It's a beautiful nod to prosperity, renewal, and the deep relationship the Indian civilization has always shared with the earth.
Finally, Section 5, a unifying symbol for all.
So now that we've completely broken down all the individual parts, let's zoom out and look at the cohesive whole. When read from top to bottom, the Tiranga expresses a complete aspiration. Saffron for a courageous nation, white for truth, the chakra for continuous ethical progress, and green for a deep connection to its growth. It's basically a complete philosophical sentence written out in color and geometry.
And this brings up an absolutely vital fact about the modern Indian flag. It is entirely secular. It's a really common misconception to map the colors to specific demographics, but officially, these colors do not represent particular religious communities. Instead, they represent shared, universal national values.
This secular, value-based approach is so important, primarily because India is a land of just extraordinary, almost unmatched diversity. We're talking about a nation boasting an endless array of different languages, religions, geographic regions, historical experiences, and cultural traditions. It's truly a mosaic.
Yet, despite all that incredible diversity, this one single flag belongs equally to every single citizen. As the Supreme Court of India has emphasized, the Tiranga transcends all individual identities. It acts as an expression of the nation's collective self-respect and freedom, representing India as one united political and national community.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want you to reflect on this deep, intentional blueprint woven right into the Tiranga. It's a masterpiece of symbolism, and it leaves us with an inspiring question to chew on. When you look at your own national symbols, how do they balance a heavy, courageous history with the dynamic need for continuous progress? Thanks for joining me today, and keep exploring.